make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks. Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Heritage Christian High School as we bring you high school volleyball right here on IndianaSRN. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Also by Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electricians serving Central Indiana. IU Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Also by Piper Logistics, 3 service, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Great to have you with us for this matchup here tonight. We bring you a lot of volleyball here on IndianaSRN. Great to have you with us as always. Wes, I'll tell you what, there's no doubt about it. These two teams are trying to get themselves out a little bit of a hole this year. Both come in with sub-500 records. But if you want to take care of business, you do it tonight and get it started.
Yeah, now's the time to do it for both of these teams, right? You've got Covenant coming in at 1-7, Heritage coming in at 2-5. Both of them without a win yet in the conference. One of them's going to come away with the win tonight.
Yeah.
So both teams really looking to find themselves. They've got some good pieces, I think, but just trying to get everything put together.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that when you think about these two teams, you mentioned to me, and you have a great knowledge of the history of these two programs, they really aren't that far removed from being state-level type programs, but now they've kind of hit some little bit of a tough time at this point in their program.
Yeah, no question. Covenant is not too far removed from a few years of some really good teams, made it to a state championship game, ended up a state runner-up. Heritage just a few years ago made it to 3 straight Final Fours with a state championship in there. So both of these teams have had a lot of success recently for the programs. And, we were talking a little bit sometimes for the smaller schools, it is a little bit tougher to reload sometimes.
Yeah.
You have one class that, with Heritage, what happened, they had one class that did really good. They make the 3 straight Final Fours, get a state championship, and then graduated a bunch of seniors, and they had to move up a class because of the success factor. So, that happens sometimes. But both of these teams, they've got a lot of good pieces. They've got some good things going. I think they just need to put it together, and hopefully they can. One of them is going to get going tonight, get that win, and be able to move forward from there.
Well, Covenant is 1-7 coming in, and their last matchup against Western Boone. I mean, Western Boone played extremely well in that matchup. So you look at that one, you look at some of the other games they played this year. What have you seen in Covenant coming into this one here tonight?
Well, I tell you what, neither of these teams have had just an easy schedule off the bat. They've played some really good teams. That Western Boone team, they've got a sophomore outside hitter that's going to be playing in a really high level. We're talking Big Ten type of player. All these, you look at some of these, they've already had to play a Roncalli team that's really good, a Brebeuf team that's really good, a Park Tudor team that I think has a chance to make a run. They've got a great coach in Kirsten Brandvik, and they're going to make a run in 2A. They've played some really tough teams in the same way with Heritage. We've got they played Mount Vernon, they played Brebeuf as well. They played Western Boone. They've played some really good teams. So the records don't look good, but they've had a really difficult schedule. Both these teams have.
And the one thing we should point out about Heritage, Wes, when you're without one of their top players, you can kind of tell offensively that they do struggle.
Yeah, and specifically for Heritage, the loss of Kendall Hickey. She tore her ACL in the USAV Nationals back in July, and she's their libero. She was the only freshman that was on that state championship team, and just a really special player.
Yeah,
really good. And you lose that libero in Kendall Hickey, and that's just it's tough for a team to overcome that.
Well, they've got some other weapons, and certainly when you think about Bella Winja, a senior, she is very, very good. We'll talk more about her coming up in a couple of moments as well. We'll take a timeout. This one just moments away from getting underway here from Heritage Christian High School. This is high school volleyball action on IndianaSRN.
That creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
For warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified.
Back once again here at Heritage Christian High School. By the way, we want to mention that first high school rankings came out. Now again, rankings are rankings, Wes, but you have Penn in 4A at number 1, followed by Mount Vernon, McCutcheon, Roncalli, and Hamilton Southeastern. In 3A, Dwenger, Muncie Burris, Greensburg, Brebeuf, and Benton Central. In 2A, Andrean, Hammond Knoll, Ileana Christian, North Decatur, and Covenant Christian comes in at number 5 in 2A. We'll have to talk about that a little bit. And then in 1A, Lagodi, Cambridge City Lincoln, Couch Frontier, and Lafayette Central Catholic. I'm not sure who votes on all this, but those are your rankings.
Yeah, there you go. Well, there's some really good teams in there. There's those early season rankings. They'll change a lot between now and November when they play for a state championship. But those early season rankings they're great for the team to learn, but they don't mean a whole lot more than that.
It's usually just for us to have something to talk about, right?
Yeah,
more than anything.
Yeah.
Well, you're taking a look at Heritage. Wes, let's talk about keys to this one here tonight. Again, mentioning before we took the break about losing Kendall Hickey, but you still have some other weapons in there. One of them is Bella Winja, and she's really, I think, kind of now taking the load for this team for Heritage on her back, hasn't she?
Yeah, I tell you what, Bella Winja is a really good player. She's going to be playing Division I volleyball next year at Mercer down in Georgia. Just a really good player. She hits out of the middle and has really kind of come into her own this season. Heritage lost in 3 sets to Cecina, but Bella led the way with 19 kills against Cecina the other night and really just having an all-around good year. Same with, Macy Ward, their L1 outside hitter. She had 15 kills against Cecina, having a really good season. She'll be playing at Cornerstone up in Michigan next year. So just some really good pieces for this Heritage team. Their libero, Carly Minitel, is filling in really nicely for Kendall Hickey. We see her there on the court, Kendall. Just doing a really good job. She's really had to step up with Hickey gone for the year. But they've got some good pieces. I think they just need to kind of put that together and see if they can. And they've got a new coach this year too.
Yeah.
So everyone's just starting to learn each other a little bit, I think.
It is a rare evening when both teams are wearing black.
You do not see that very often.
No, in any sport you don't see that.
Exactly.
Covenant, by the way, will be on the right. In case you're wondering, Heritage will be on the left from our broadcast vantage point here. So, fast start, I'm sure, is important for both these teams when you're still looking for that first conference win, and wins have been hard to come by. Get that first set and really kind of put the pressure back on that other team.
Yeah, no question. I don't know who's going to win this match, but I've got a feeling it's not going to be a sweep. I don't think this is going to be a 3-0 match. I could be wrong. But I think these teams are fairly even, and they're both really looking for that conference win. So I think they're going to come out and be fairly competitive against each other.
Well, we are underway, and the first set here at Heritage Christian High School. Both teams looking for that first conference win. As you see both teams volley, that one rolling right off the top of the net. Back once again to Heritage. And that'll be a kill on the right side. Give that credit there to Olivia Endress.
I tell you what, that's a really good set there by the setter, Hannah Cook. She had pushed the ball out to her sister twice, Caitlin, and then took a back set to Endress there. A really good, smart choice by the setter to get Heritage on the board.
Side out Heritage, +1 here in the first set. Now make it +2. Nice play at the net.
Serving, we've got Caitlin Vidoni, the only underclassman here on the Heritage varsity roster. Playing out of the middle, another real good young player for the Eagles.
Yeah, this is a team for Heritage Christian that is really dominated by seniors and juniors. So for Vidoni to come in and get a chance to play minutes. Nice play here on the sideline by Cook, and that will be a little bit off the mark, or did they say that was in? It was in.
Yeah, they called that one in. Caitlin Cook with a good swing there on the outside. Against Cecina, there was only 3 players for Heritage that actually had a fair amount of kills. We talked about Winya and Ward. Caitlin Cook did have 12 against Cecina, so she's their second outside and gets a lot of swings for the Eagles.
Olivia Tucker will come in. A 5'4" junior will now be serving for Covenant -2 here in the opening set. See what Heritage will do this time to the outside left. Not a good swing there into the net. And that'll be Cook once again. And we're down to 3-2.
Yeah, that's a pretty good set by Hannah Cook. Caitlin just approach was a little bit too quick on that one and hit that one right in the net.
Short set to the middle, but Bella unable to get that one. Winner there in the middle for Heritage, and we're tied at 3 apiece.
I tell you what, that's been one of the struggles this year for the Eagles. Hannah Cook and Bella Winnie just have not had a good time connecting. They just not a lot of they've had some timing issues, and when you have a player like Bella Winnie, you really hitting out of the middle is all about timing anyway.
Yeah.
And getting some timing between Hannah Cook and Bella Winnie is going to be real important if the Eagles want to win some matches this year.
Well, that was a receiving error that time on Heritage, and so that is a point for Heritage thanks to Endress. But go back, if you could, to the previous serve by Covenant, and it seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication on that back row.
Yeah, that was Carly Minatel, the libero, jumped up and touched that ball with her fingers. If you're playing the back row like that and you're in position, if you have to jump up to get that ball, you know it's out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's one thing you just can't do.
That's like volleyball 101, right?
Pretty much.
Nice play at the net. Point will go to Covenant.
Yeah, little tip right over the block there. Smart play by the Covenant hitter to take the lead there, 5-4 now.
Wes, when you look at these two teams, when you're struggling as these two teams are at this stage, as that's misplayed on the back line by Vidoni, when you're struggling at this point, confidence is so big because you're trying to find a way to win. Sometimes it doesn't seem like anything is going to work right. So when you're talking to your team, what do you say to them at this point in the season?
I tell you what, it's all about it's all about basics, right? I mean, it's all you want to, just like that right there. You want to find Bella Winya,
yeah,
right? You want to get her the ball. For Heritage, it's all about first ball contact. You've got to be able to put your ball in the setter's hands,
right?
And then for the setter, she has got to better the ball, right? Yeah, and that goes for both teams. First ball contact really important, and then that setter has got to better the ball. Just like that. That was a great set. There's a perfect first ball contact, perfect pass to the setter. The setter has 3 options to go to. She can go to 3 different hitters, went to her middle, had a great set, put it away, point Covenant.
And Covenant playing well early, now +2, side out for Covenant.
You're talking about, you're kind of struggling, looking to get a win. What do? When you've got a when you've got a middle like that for Covenant that starts really hot, starts getting some points, you better find a way to continue to get her the ball.
Nice block up front.
Don't try to get too cute with it. Don't try to get too fancy.
Yeah.
You find the hot hand, you find your good hitter, and you make them go as long as they can.
Well, you look at Covenant at that time, I mean, they had it set up perfectly. Only problem was when they set, nobody was there to get it.
Yeah, the setter got that one a little bit tight to the net, so not good.
Stella Childs serving for the Eagles. Oh, that's set right in front of Hannah Cook. Take that back. Yeah, Hannah Cook there, number 4.
Yeah, the Covenant setter there set that one on the wrong side of the net, and usually that one comes right back at you. Unfortunately for the Covenant.
Tied at 7. Biggest lead has been 2 either way. Set to the outside for Covenant. And we've got a whistle, and the point will go to Heritage.
Yeah, it looks like a net violation there on Covenant. The Eagles take the lead 8-7. It's been back and forth so far.
Yeah.
Eagles had that quick 3-0 lead, and then Covenant goes up 7-5, and then Heritage gets a few in a row.
Childs once again. Nothing there for Covenant. Back to Heritage. What will they do? To the outside. Big time hit. Good hands up front. And that's just off the outstretched arms of Macy Ward, and the point will go back to Covenant.
I tell you what, great swing there by Macy Ward. Covenant did a good job of returning that one, but a nice, strong swing. You're going to see her get a lot of swings tonight and score a lot of points.
That is Daniel Newport, who will be serving out for Covenant. You know, the one thing Keith and I talked about, and I think we did a matchup recently, you have so many quick runs by teams where they'll score 3, 4, 5 in a row and kind of set the tone, but so far not tonight.
Yeah, it's been back and forth. What a great swing there by Macy Ward. Put it in a great spot too. That set was just a little bit off the net, but Macy Ward made a great swing at it and didn't try to get cute and put it somewhere. Just put it down. It's just a really good swing.
Well, let's see if Heritage will be the first team to go on a run here. Side out again for the Eagles. Covenant pushing it behind the attack line, so not a good offensive possession. Back to the outside, down the line, and the point again to Heritage Christian.
Another swing by Macy Ward, just a good swing. I tell you what, this is just a not the best decision making. That was a really good pass at a serve receive for Covenant. Setter had a lot of different options. Set a back row. The back row player was not ready and ended up free balling the ball over when they just should have got at least a swing on it.
Yeah, how many times you look at teams as that one is in? Nice serve. How many times do you see a team when you talk about receiving and they don't seem to be quite ready to go? And as a coach, I'm sure it's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, and you know, everything starts with the pass, right?
Yeah.
It's all that. You're only as good as your first ball contact, right? If you can't make that first ball contact, I don't care who your setter is. I don't care who your hitters are.
Yeah.
If you can't make a first ball contact, you're going to struggle.
That is the second service error on Heritage Christian. So Covenant -2 here in the opening set on the serve. Just inside the attack line. Nice swing by Ward once again. Covenant will have to make the return. Here's Heritage on the attack. And they get the point from the outside left.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Hannah Cook has done a good job of going out and finding Macy Ward. You know, Macy's got a hot hand right now, getting a lot of kills from that outside position. Cook making the smart decision and keep on going out there. You want, you're trying to get that win. Keep on going to who's got the hot hand.
Yeah, how many times you see a team where, and there's another point there for Heritage, you see a team and you need them to understand that same philosophy. If you have a hot hand, you got to keep going until they stop them.
Right. You know, you don't overthink it. Don't get cute. Don't try to outsmart anybody. You know, you got someone who's going to score you some points. Find her the ball.
Well, there was another mistake made by Covenant at the net. That's twice, and it's cost them both times.
Yeah, it's a couple times that they've unfortunately set the ball on the wrong side of the net.
That 5-point lead is now the biggest by either squad, and it's now Heritage who has taken the commanding lead, but there's the third service error here in the first set for Heritage.
I tell you what, you start to go on a run like that, everything bad happens with a service error.
Yeah.
Everything bad happens with a service error. That's one of those that you just want them to get the ball in.
So it'll be Covenant on the serve, -4, I believe.
Yeah,
it's 14-10.
I think you're right.
Nice strike from the left side, and nobody there to receive on the hit.
Yeah, it looks like that one got caught in the rafters a little bit and probably bounced around, and they weren't sure where it was going to come down at.
So 15-10, Heritage Christian with the lead. Side out for the Eagles. Good look there at Vidoni on the serve. Back middle on the return, and Heritage coming back right side, nothing. And another bad offensive possession there for Covenant. Inside the attack line, and it is long.
I think they said it was in.
Did they say? Okay, very good. The way that Covenant was cheering, I thought that they may look like it was actually in.
That's what I thought too.
All right, we've got a timeout on the floor. This is high school volleyball on IndianaSRN. Heritage Christian with a 6-point lead here in the opening set. Caitlin Vidoni, the sophomore, on the serve again for the Eagles. Let's see how Covenant comes back, and we have point for Covenant.
Really smart play there by the middle. Goes in and just tips it right over the top of the block. It's the second time she's done that. Just a smart play. It's not always how hard you hit the ball. It's all about scoring, right?
Exactly. Side out, Covenant. Olivia Tucker once again on the serve, and that'll be long, and it'll go back over to Heritage.
I tell you what, you get it, you stop all that momentum, and then all of a sudden,
well, looks like they say they touched it.
Okay.
So 16-12. Back to the outside for Heritage, and the point.
It's a really good swing by Caitlin Cook there. That's one of the best ones we've seen her swing today. Really put that down with some authority. Nice swing.
So now it'll be Heritage on the serve. Olivia Endress. One of 5 seniors on this team, and that will be their 4th service error. And that is something that when we talk about serving, Heritage Christian, they have struggled this year in the serving department.
And I tell you what, we talked about it a little bit ago. What a momentum killer.
Yeah.
You're trying to put this game away. You're trying to really help out and
side out once again for Heritage, leading it by 5. That one clipping the top of the net. And the point will go to Covenant. Nice play at the net by the Warriors.
Well, like I said, if you're Heritage, you've got 18 points right now. You want to close this thing out. You just can't have those mental mistakes like that.
Back the other way, down the line, and it was wide. Point will go again to Covenant. Now it's down to 3.
Yeah, nice idea by Macy Ward there. Put that one down with some authority, but took it down the line and just outside.
This is Shelby Olmstead, just a sophomore, serving for the Warriors. Middle set and a short set, and boy, that was perfect in the middle.
That's what happens when you've got good timing in the middle. We were talking about that a minute ago. That was a great set by Hannah Cook. Bella Winnie did a good job of waiting for that one to come and just really put that one down with authority. If you don't get a hand on that one at the net, you're not going to get a hand on it.
Boy, no kidding. Winnie hit that one with a lot of authority. +4 now for Heritage, trying to take this opening set. Once again serving is Childs. And not received well. Another receiving error there for the Warriors.
Yeah, they're going to get Covenant. The setter tried to go dig that one out of the net, but got in the net, and it's going to be a net violation. Point Eagles.
See if Childs now, that magical 20. It's down to 5 here in the first set. That one clipping the top of the net, but Tucker was there for Covenant. Eagles back to the outside, little soft touch right in the middle, and Macy Ward, back to what you said a little bit ago. You don't have to kill it every time.
Yeah, that set was a little bit low for Macy to do a whole lot with, but she did the smart thing and just put it right in the middle where no one was at.
So +6. Another good serve by Heritage Christian. Looks like they may be coming back to this side. They do. Returned again for Covenant, so they get no offensive opportunity. To the outside and replayed once again. That was a good swing that time by Daniel Newport. Left hand by Cook. Longest volley we've had in a while. Little push there by Macy Ward. Coach, I think we've gone at least a minute here. And there's the point, back to the outside to Ward.
Yeah, the set before that, Hannah Cook just couldn't quite get the ball all the way out to the outside. But that last set right there did a real good job. Got a good ball out there for Macy Ward to get a good swing on it. She did what she needed to do and put it away.
Sometimes you get such a quick play that the game scores quickly, but that time it really went back and forth.
Yeah, it's some great volleyball on both sides of the net.
Well, that one barely kept into play. Warriors again unable to do anything on offense. Same thing there for Heritage.
Yeah, I tell you what, you never want to see a net violation on Heritage right there. That's a Hannah Cook set that to kind of no man's land, so you had a DS come in and just free ball that one over, and you never want to send a free ball.
Yeah. By the way, Ainsley Gross played that one at the net for Covenant Christian. They're down by 6. Back to the outside, and let's wait. Is it long? It is.
A little bit long there by Macy Ward.
So back to 5. Side out for Covenant. Set 1. And that'll be long. That's, in fact, the first service error of the night for Covenant. 3, or should say 4 now in Heritage. Side out, Heritage Christian. That's Hannah Cook. Only 2 away from winning this first set. And another receiving error on Covenant Christian.
Yeah, that's Hannah Cook's second ace of the night. Serving the ball really good so far.
So set point here for the Eagles. Heritage Christian trying to move to 3-5 on the year. If they can pick up a win here tonight, but there is service error number 5.
Right at set point, too. It
could be frustrating, can't it?
I tell you what, if you're the coach, you're up 24-17. The only thing you don't want is a service error, right?
Yep. Nice block at the net. That was Evelyn Dart there for Covenant. Well, and it's like shooting free throws. I mean, you're not going to be perfect all the time, but in volleyball, I know they work on that that serve over and over and over and over. That's going to be hit wide, and another point for the Warriors, and it's down to 4.
Just like that, all bad things start with the service error. All bad runs start with the service error.
Will they respond right here? Back once again as the attack from the outside played at the net, and the point will go to Covenant.
I tell you what, I thought for sure that that was going to be a net violation, but
side out Covenant -3.
Probably one more point here, and you're going to get a timeout from Heritage.
To the right on the attack, the swing by Ward. Back to the near side once again, another good swing, this time by Andrus.
Yeah, good way to finish the set there. They gave up 4 points in a row, came back and got Andrus with a nice kill from the right side there.
That'll do it for the opening set. Heritage Christian wins at 25-21. This is high school volleyball in IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Serenity Home Care. Serenity Care Services is an Indiana licensed personal agency and Medicaid waiver service provider in central Indiana. We're the friendly, competent, experienced team of caregivers you have been seeking. Contact them at serenitycareservices.net. Wes, your thoughts on that first set? We didn't see perfect volleyball either way. I think if you look at Heritage, we would talk a lot about the serves that they had, and then you look at Covenant, and they didn't receive very well, and their offense kind of sputtered at the time where they really needed it to come back.
Yeah, if you're Covenant, that first ball contact they did struggle with. They were constantly out of system.
Yeah.
And the few times they were in system, they made really good choices. They got kills, they scored. If you're Heritage, first ball contact wasn't bad, but the 5 service errors are just killer, right? So, first ball contact was good, setting was good. Macy Ward came out and had a great set, got a lot of kills, did what she needed to do. But I think if you're Covenant, you're really talking about let's clean up that first ball contact. And if you're Heritage, you're like, okay, we've had our 5 service errors for the entire match.
Yeah.
No more.
We'll see if that works out. Both lineups ready to go here in the second set. Now this is big for Covenant. As you know, you're you're on the road, the last thing you want to do is go down 2-0.
Yeah, you know what, after watching that first set, I'm still going to say that we're not going 3.
Okay.
I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Keith Myers made a prediction in one of our broadcasts. He thought he was Nostradamus, and the next thing you know, we went 5. Because he said the next team that wins this set is going to win the match. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I won't hold you in that category.
Well,
okay?
Keith's way smarter than I am. That's a pretty low bar, though.
All right, it's Heritage on the serve, and that'll be wide on the return. And again, that Covenant offense just not able to set anything up on the attack.
Yeah, that first ball contact is so important. They're just out of system, right? Even when they're in system, they're kind of out of system. They're just kind of struggling. There's another first ball contact. Yeah, they're going to get them with the back row attack. Setters in the front row went up, sent that ball over. You can't do that. Again, poor first ball contact on Covenant there that time.
We can do it. You just can't. You got to get away from it. There's another service error, number 6. In other words, it's against the rules, but if you can, somehow sneak it in there.
Right. I know it's easy for us sitting here in the studio talking about the service errors and the first ball contact and everything, but it is so important when it comes to volleyball. That's just some of the basics.
That's a middle attack, and the point will go to Covenant. That one was wide of the mark.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were going to get a touch on Covenant on that one.
So here come the Eagles once again. Nice block up front.
What a great block there by Covenant. Number 5, it looks like. Evelyn Dart, what a great block. She had a good one in the end of the first half there, or first set. I mean, she does a really good job of taking both arms and pressing over the net. It's not the easiest thing to block Bella Winya, but that was a great block.
Point will go to Heritage. And you talk about Evelyn Dart, she's a 6-footer. They have Ainsley Gross at 6 foot. Those are the 2 biggest they have for Covenant. So they played well at the net. We're tied at 3. Back again to the Eagles. Side out here for Endress. See what Covenant can do. Again, no attack. Little slide to the right. That one is blocked up front. Good effort again by Winya, but the point will go to Covenant, and they lead it by 1.
Yeah, nice idea there by Heritage. Just good net play. Good net play again by Covenant.
Well, you talk about a game that if you can really cut down on mistakes, Wes, and do the things that can make you successful, you can really do some damage. And there's another example there where it's just a big mistake.
Yeah, I mean, that first ball contact is so important, and the team that controls that first ball contact almost always wins the match.
Right.
If you can control that, get your setter in a position where she has options to set, you're going to win.
Caitlin Cook on the deep middle serve. That would have been close to being out, but it is a point this time for Heritage.
Yeah, I think that Heritage might have got a gift on that one. That ball might have sailed out.
So let's see if now the Eagles will go on another run that won them the first set. Quick push and the point. What a smart play at the net by Hannah Cook.
Yeah, she went to Winya. Last time Winya got blocked, goes up like she's going to Winya again. That middle's going right after Winya, and she just dumps it over. Smart play.
So now +2. Side out once again for Heritage Christian. To the middle, the push, nothing. Little sweep that time by Macy Ward, and then back to the middle. Nice play defensively by 24, Olivia Tucker.
What a great dig. What a great dig by Tucker, and then to come back and shove the ball over the net and score. What a great sequence for Covenant. Really smart volleyball.
Wow. That might be the play of the game so
far. What a dig. That was fun to watch right there. Great play.
And that's almost stealing right there. Winya there at the net. that short set, and she loves that.
Yeah, that was a swing out of frustration for Wenya. She'd gotten blocked a couple times and had that great dig in front of her, and she was going to put that one where no one was going to dig it.
I don't think I want to be in the receiving end of that frustration.
No, that was a frustrated swing by Wenya, and just put it down.
And there's another receiving error on Covenant. They're down by 3.
Yeah, again, first ball contact struggles continue for the Warriors.
This is Stella Child serving for Heritage. Each team winless so far in the Circle City Conference, and there's an ace. Now, is this that run we talked about with Heritage?
I tell you what, yeah, that's we've talked about how Covenant's kind of struggled with that first ball contact, but Heritage has served the ball really tough tonight. You know, part of that too is another service error. There's the seventh one.
Yeah.
You know, what comes a lot when you serve really tough, you have a lot of errors sometimes when you serve tough, and you know when you're up 9-5, you can try to go for the ace and get that. And the first set when you've got 24, no, you want to get that one in.
Danielle Newport serving for Covenant to the outside. Nice swing by Macy Ward, defended well, but then not returned, and another error on Covenant. They're down by 4.
Yeah, this is a time for your Covenant. You don't want to push this out to 6 or 7. You want to get it right back. You know, get a side out, get a quick side out, get a couple points on the board, keep this one close.
Serving once again, Hannah Cook. Covenant on the return. Good rotation here by Heritage to the outside, and that was tipped at the net. The point to Macy Ward and Heritage.
Yeah, another good swing by Ward. She's just having a great game out there on the outside. Really consistent, getting a lot of kills, scoring a lot of points for the Eagles.
This is about the time where Heritage took command in that first set, and they're starting to do it here too.
Yeah, it went to 16-10 pretty quick in that first set, and you just can't spot someone that many points. Heritage just really kind of going on a run, starting to pull away. You know, I thought that this set would be a little bit closer, but Heritage really playing good, starting to pull away just a little bit.
Well, and it's Hannah Cook again on the serve that is sparking this run by the Eagles. Covenant got the return, and excellent effort there by Hannah Cook, but the point will go to Covenant. Well, we saw it earlier when you saw Olivia Tucker on the floor. This time it was Hannah Cook, nearly made a great play. -5 serving Covenant. Back set to the right, coming to the near side was Macy Ward, and then they can't make the return.
I tell you what, that was a great play by Endress. She hit that ball right off of her elbow to give Ward another swing at that. That was a really heads-up play by Endress to keep that ball alive.
So now down by 4. We have seen Covenant come back time and time again. Eagles from the outside. That's Endress once again. Middle, and nobody's going to stop that one.
Yeah, what a great swing. Just a great swing. I tell you what, both of these teams, if they could get their middles involved, would really do better. I mean, both these teams have some really good middles, and their first ball contact just hasn't been good enough to get those middles involved. But I tell you what, the team that gets their middle involved, I think, is going to score a lot of points here tonight.
On the attack, Ward near side. Covenant down by 3, makes the return. Let's see what Heritage has in store. This time, it's going to be left side to Macy Ward. Boy, she plays well on either side.
Yeah, I tell you what, she does that. They've got that rotation there where she'll take one swing on the right side and then go to the outside. I tell you what, she's had some good swings on both sides. That set right there, you know, a lot of times setters don't get enough credit. That was a good set by Hannah Cook. Kept that ball off the net. A few times tonight she's gotten that ball way too close to the net, but she got that one off the net, a place where Ward could really put it down.
So the point will go to the Warriors, down by 3. Side out here for Brunkow, or take that back. This is going to be number 1. I think this is Alexa Cheney, who is in off the JV squad. Wearing number 1 there for Covenant Christian. In the middle. Nice defense there by Newport.
Yeah, real good swing by Endress there out of the middle. Good swing.
Back in the line, it will be Winya for Heritage Christian. Side out for the Eagles. This will be Bedoni. Well, that set almost cost him there at the net again, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Covenant had him make the return, and I'll tell you what, that's like stealing. Winya.
I tell you what a great swing by Bella Winya there. She put that one down with some authority. Good swing. It all started by a really good dig there by Carly Minitel. What a great dig to come in, get that ball, put it in Hannah Cook's hands where she could set the middle, get Winya involved. Just a great all the way around.
Back to the outside. Nothing that time for Heritage. Just off the outstretched arms of Caitlin Cook. The point will go to the Warriors.
I tell you what, really good play there by Kinsey Mann. That ball was real tight to the net, and she just went up and took her left hand and pushed that over with her left hand. Just a really smart play, and she pushed that out to the other side of the court where no one was at, inside the 10-foot line. That was a really smart play by Mann to get the point for Covenant.
Olivia Tucker -4 here in the second set. That is only their second service error compared to 7 by Heritage Christian. Side out Eagles. And this will be Endress on the serve. Now I know the attack zones when you're on the serve and you got to make that decision pretty quick. That'll go against Covenant. What do you look for when you're trying to attack a certain area?
Well, I tell you what, you're going either one, you're looking for a weak link, or two, you're maybe looking for an outside hitter to pass that ball instead of a DS. Try to keep them even more out of system. If someone is pulled back to, there's another service error by Heritage. If you've got an outside hitter that's maybe pulled back to pass, you want to serve them tough, make them move a lot so maybe they don't get back up to the front in time to transition and get ready to hit. You try to do your best to keep them out of system.
Back the other way, and boy, I tell you, what a swing by Winya. That is a big-time hit there.
Yeah, they've run that. That's the third time they've run that slide tonight. 2 of them got points. They've just done good with that.
Yeah, that little back set too. That's not easy.
No, that was a really good set there by Cook. Again, did a good job of keeping that ball off the net a little bit and not getting it too far on the net.
That is Caitlin Cook with the ace. Now it's +7, biggest lead here in the second set.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many aces Heritage has tonight, but it's a handful.
It is. Nice deep serve once again near that back line. And that's played at the net, but a little bit short on the block in that upper left side. Winya was there, Ward was there, unable to make the return, so side out Covenant.
Yeah, Ward and Winya were just a little bit too far away from the net, and when they pressed, they were still kind of on their own side of the net and went right down in front of them.
Number 3 now on Covenant. That's the second one in this set. Back into the lineup will be Stella Childs, and Winya will sit down. Still at a 7-point lead. As you see, Childs will be serving. Now she takes a position on the far left side. Nice play at the net up front. One of those was Bedoni.
Yeah, I think Bedoni got a hand on that one. Nice job, nice block there by Caitlin Bedoni.
So now, Heritage on the serve, returned. And nice play, and the return.
Nice play by Carly Minitel to keep that alive for the Eagles.
And from the outside, that'll be Danielle Newport.
Great swing on the outside there by Newport. Took that down the line, put it right where Minitel wasn't. Very nice.
I think it is 21-16, correct?
That's a
2015 on the scoreboard. Interesting. Little soft touch, and Heritage keeps it alive thanks to a play by Macy Ward. And that'll be long on the return.
Way to keep that ball alive there by the Eagles, just to keep it in play and live to play another day, so to speak. They really did good on that one.
Here's Hannah Cook. So now it's 21-15. I knew it'd get there eventually. I was just letting those guys catch up. I was right.
There it is. You were right. Look at that.
Look at him trying to go against wisdom.
That's right.
You know, this little gray hair I have isn't for nothing, Wes. 22-14.
All that is wisdom.
Isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
The loss of hair, the gray.
That's right.
So what my wife says, though. That's going to be wide on the return. That was Kenzie Mann, just a freshman in the lineup now for Covenant, and it's a 9-point lead, and we've got a timeout on the floor. This is high school volleyball on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Well, right now, Heritage Christian just 2 away from going up 2-0. Side out once again for Hannah Cook. See what Covenant will do. In fact, not a good return, but they're able to get the point. That didn't look pretty, but somehow they managed to get the point.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're just kind of this standing down ball roll shot. Menatel's got to start moving forward when she sees that one coming. Kind of caught Heritage on their heels a little bit.
Allison Boston is in the lineup now for Covenant. She did serve. They're down by 8. Heritage able to keep it alive. Nice play at the net. It was Evelyn Dart once again there for Covenant, and the return is long, and we're now at set point. You know, spacing, and I got to bring this up, Wes. Did you happen to notice all of the Heritage players right up there in one area? That one, I was like, shouldn't some of them be back a little bit here?
You know what? It's funny. It's you really have to have a really good understanding of where your base defense is and where you're supposed to be. You know, sometimes your spacing can get all out of whack, especially when you get real excited. You've got to stay in that base defense and kind of know where you're at.
Nice play by Daniel Newport to keep Covenant alive. We're still at set point. Side out for the Warriors. Well, this would be big here for Heritage at home, leading 2-0. We talked about that earlier. A lot of pressure being put back on the Warriors for that third set, and the point will go to Heritage Christian. Set number 2, 25-16. We'll come back with the third set in a moment. This is high school volleyball on IndianaSRN.
That creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe, a great atmosphere for breakfast or brunch. They are open Wednesday through Sunday, 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Tammy and her staff will wait to serve you and your family. Now make sure you try the biscuits and gravy, or Keith's favorite, the quiche. But by the way, he also likes the BLT because he puts a lot of extra mayonnaise on it. Tam's is located at 6427 Oaklandon Road in Indy.
You know, I think Keith should go get us some popcorn or something. I mean, you know, if we're gonna be here, you know, this volleyball game, enjoying the atmosphere, I think we need some popcorn.
He probably already ate it. You can't trust popcorn getting to us when he goes and gets it. So it's a good pop, though.
The coach is a popcorn connoisseur.
He is. He certainly is. All right, so now, Covenant, we talk about that first ball receiving coach. They have not done it well here tonight. If they don't clean this up here, I don't care how many service errors you get on the other side, they don't have any offense.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. They have just struggled tonight, just out of system with that first ball contact. You really hope that they kind of get that cleaned up, because I think these teams are fairly evenly matched. I think that, you know, they've got a lot of good pieces, like I said, both of them. But until Covenant kind of cleans up that first ball contact, they're just going to struggle.
Boy, we speak of that, and then the other way, you end up getting first ball contact not played very well by Heritage.
Yeah, Caitlin Cook there just let that one kind of go through her hands, and that might be Covenant's first lead. No, I guess they led early in the first set, but the first lead since early on.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that you want to point out, too, is the return is made by Cook, is that if you want to beat really good teams, you got to really cut down on mistakes.
Yeah, you know, and especially, we were kind of talking about that earlier. You know, your record isn't great. You want to get some wins. You want to get some confidence. And it's just hard, you know. Mental mistakes, they tend to they're contagious sometimes, right? And so great swing there on the outside by Caitlin Cook, by the way.
Yeah, and sometimes as the attack in the middle, point will go to Covenant.
Man, and that's what happens when you get a good first ball contact. You can get your middle involved. What a swing out of the middle there. Evelyn Dart with just a great swing out of the middle. But again, it all started with a great pass out of serve receive, get the middle involved, and good things happen.
You know, I was going to mention before that point was made, as you see Heritage back the other way and a whistle, and we have, I believe, a net violation.
Yeah, net violation on Caitlin Cook there for the Eagles. That was just probably not the best setting decision by Hannah Cook. She got a really good pass from Carly Minatel. You got Bella Winnie in the front row. You had a chance to get her involved, and she pushed that outside instead of the middle.
Boy, what a block up front, thanks to Evelyn Dart, as she took everything that Winya sent her way. Well, they're going to say that's actually the point for Heritage. I thought that was blocked in play.
No, I am right. Yeah, you were right on that one. That was a great block in the middle by Dart on a Winya attack.
See, I almost doubted myself. James earlier, our producer, tried to doubt me, and look what that got him.
Exactly.
4-1, Covenant with a lead, and that'll go wide of the antenna, 4-2. I wanted to ask you, though, the mental part of it, because when mistakes start happening and you try and try and try, nothing works, and then you start playing with your head a little bit.
It's kind of like my golf swing, right?
Now, Keith told me you never have a bad day at golf.
Because I never play, because I know what I'll do. It's never pretty. It's never pretty. But you're right. I mean, just like any sport, right? You're talking. This is, it's half the game is mental.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches would argue it's more than half. And like I said, those mental mistakes, they can be contagious sometimes. It goes off on your teammates. You compound mistakes with bigger mistakes. So yeah, I mean, you've got to come in mentally prepared. I always told all my kids the greatest asset that an athlete can have is a short memory.
Yeah. Nice play to the outside. There is Caitlin Cook. That one, by the way, was preceded by a nice sweep by Hannah Cook. So you have a Cook-Cook combination here.
Yeah, that was a great swing by Caitlin out of the front row there. Just she's having herself a pretty good game this evening. Got some good kills out of the front. I've seen her put a couple balls down with some authority. She's just playing good.
Well, here again, that first ball not played well by Covenant. They'll have to make the return. Will they pay for it? And the set went too far to the outside. Winya unable to get to it.
Yeah, that was a pre-designed slide play there, and wasn't a great pass to try to get that. And Hannah Cook just couldn't do much with that. Set the ball too far outside of the antenna, and Bella Winya just couldn't do anything with it.
Nice play, just pushing that one over the top. That's Hannah Cook once again.
Yeah, Indris there with a great just roll shot right in the middle of the court, out of the back row, just put it where no one was. Point Eagles.
So side out, Heritage Christian, tied at 5. Here's Caitlin Cook. For that set, again, missed the mark. It was intended there for Danielle Newport, but missed the mark.
Yeah, just a little bit too tight to the net. Right idea, trying to get the middle involved a little bit, but just a little bit too tight. Those always make me nervous. You get them too tight to the net. I've seen too many ankles rolled and everything else. You come down on someone on the other side of the net, you always get nervous when you get it too tight like that.
Well, the point will go to Covenant. Into the lineup for the Warriors will be Shelby Olmstead, the 5'6" sophomore. Tied at 6, and again, we have seen this movie before, and there's an ace for Covenant.
That was a strange by the Eagles there. That ball was coming right at Indris, and she just moved out of the way at the very end, and it hit Minitel in the hands. That was just a miscommunication right there.
Warriors on the defense once again after the return. Back the other way, and another point, and Covenant has a little momentum going.
Yeah, that's it. Again, a little bit better first ball contact, and get some options going on the offense, and Covenant looks pretty good.
And there's a service error. That is just their 4th of the night. They had 2 in that second set, 1 in the first, and now their first here in the third set. Stella Childs will come back in for Heritage Christian. Well, again, we have seen this before. We've had really early, close first and second sets, and then Heritage is able to take off from there, and they'll get the point at the net, and now tied at 8.
Yeah, that was Covenant goes up 8-6, and then that service error stops all the momentum. Momentum goes back to Heritage.
Well, we'll look at the box score potentially tomorrow, as that one is inside the line from the attack line.
Yeah, that was what a smart play. Set the back row. I don't know that she really knew the ball was coming, but she goes up and she just roll shots over to the inside the 10-foot line, right where no one was at. Really smart, really high volleyball IQ play, just like what we talked about earlier. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it. It's all about scoring.
Nice play by Heritage on the return, and the play at the net won by Heritage. I was about ready to say a little bit ago, since we've gotten to 9-9, Coach, that when you look at that box score tomorrow, the first thing I'm going to look at is how many mistakes were made. Isn't that what coaches generally do? You can win and still look at the mistakes.
Right. No question.
Side out Heritage. Here's Hannah Cook. And again, nothing there for Covenant. And that's going to be long on the return, and now Heritage has a 1-point lead.
Yeah, this is the time in the first two sets, right, when Heritage went on that little 3, 4, 5-point run to kind of give them some cushion over Covenant. Let's see if Covenant can stick in it this time. Keep this one close, get a side out, and get the ball back.
Boy, from behind the attack line, that's a little bit too strong on the swing there by Evelyn Dart. Boy, it is amazing, and again, we'll have to kind of wait and see how this plays out, but these have been the same movie in now the 3 sets.
Yeah. If I'm the Covenant coach, I'm almost calling a timeout right here, just so you don't let that happen again.
Boy, and there's another receiving error, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-point lead for Heritage.
Yeah, and it's been, like we said, this point, third set in a row now. Heritage, right around this time, they get that little bump at 3, 4, 5 points, and Covenant just can't seem to get over the hump of that.
Side out once again for Cook, and there is the 9th service error. And Coach, I don't think you need to even repeat it, do you?
Again, that's one of those. You're up 10-5. You want to go for a big ace. You can do it then. You're on a run. You're trying to create some space between you and your opponent. You want to get that one in.
Boy, how about that swing by Macy Ward? And I don't know how she found that area back there open, but she did.
Yeah, she just had a great night tonight. Just some really, really good swings. I don't have it right in front of me. I'm sure she's leading her team in kills. Just really good play by Macy Ward tonight.
Side out. Here is Minitel on the serve. Went deep middle near the back line. Let's see what happens here. And nice play up front there by Dart. Cook able to make the nice defensive play, but then unable to make the return is Endress. Point will go to Covenant.
Yeah, Endress just didn't get quite transitioned in time, ready for that out-of-system ball to come back to her from Caitlin Cook. Just didn't quite get transitioned and hit that one in the net.
Number 18, Haley Tyndall, will come in now for Covenant. Down by 2 here in the crucial third set. And again, nothing there for Covenant. Still make the return to the outside, push deep. And that just off of the outstretched arms of Endress. Point will go to Covenant. We're down to 1.
Covenant's done a real good job this time of just kind of sticking with them, staying with them, getting that crucial side out when they needed it, keeping this set close.
Well, they have a run in them. They haven't had any really big runs tonight. And that'll be stopped once again to the outside. Heritage gets the point. See, and that's something Covenant just hasn't done offensively. They just haven't had those big 4, 5, 6 point runs.
Right. I tell you what, Bella Whitney just came back in for Stella Childs. Childs has just had a great night tonight. Really in the back row, has a lot of digs. It's just her first ball contact has been good. Her defense has been good. Just an all-around good night for Stella Childs for the Eagles.
Defended well that time by Dart, and that's going to be the swing by Winya. It is long, and the point will go to Covenant.
Yeah, Winya, that set wasn't really quite high enough, so Winya had to really kind of come across. She couldn't get on top of the ball, so that one kind of made that one sail a little bit.
Back into the lineup will be Olivia Tucker. Out of the lineup is Kenzie Mann, and this will be Tucker serving -1 here in the third set. See how the Eagles come back, and that is a point with an exclamation point, Bella Winya.
Another big swing by Bella Winya. I tell you what, when they get her involved, good things happen.
Yeah.
You know, when they can get Bella Winya involved, they just they have this other element on the team that just makes them that much better.
You know, I hate to say this, but can you imagine if Hickey is still healthy? And,
oh
man,
yeah. You know, Kendall Hickey's a senior this year, and you know, missing her senior year with that torn ACL. I really, you know, feel really bad for her. We pray that she's ready to go next year. She's, like I said earlier, played Division I volleyball at Ohio University with a great coach over there. He was the head coach at Ohio State for about 12 years.
Wow.
Went back to Ohio, and just a really good coach, really good program. Feel bad for a kid like that who can't play her senior year. She's had a lot of success on this court, and brings a whole different element to the team. Just a really, really good leader out on the floor. This team definitely misses Kendall Hickey. Carly Minatel's done a great job of filling in for her.
Yeah.
But you just miss that senior leadership of Hickey. Like I said, she was the only freshman that played on that state championship team that Heritage had a few years ago, and was a big part of that team.
Slide to the right, and short on the swing is Winya. The point will go to Covenant. Right now, Covenant needs to get a run here because you're talking about 17. You get to 20. That's kind of a psychological thing, as we know, because then you're down to 5, so they need a run.
Yeah, this is the point right here where you really, if you're, you know, like I said earlier, if you're a hitter, you better have a short memory. And Winnie went up there and put that one down. Like, didn't matter that she mishit the last one. She wanted the ball right back again.
So side out for Heritage. Here's Caitlin Cook, the lead now at 4. Covenant. Go ahead, Coach.
I was going to say, Caitlin Cook goes to the back row, which means Macy Ward comes in back up to the front row. So now all of a sudden, they've got 19 points. They've got their best outside tonight. He's leading them in kills back in the front row. They've got her for 3 rotations across the front now. This is a problem time for Covenant.
It certainly is. Timeout on the floor, leading it by 5. This is high school volleyball on IndianaSRN.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
19-14 is Heritage Christian serving, leading it by 5. That is Caitlin Cook once again on the serve. And that will be wide. It was touched, though, by Heritage.
Yeah, it looks like it was touched. Again, Covenant has had great success going through their middle tonight. They've lots of high-quality swings, lots of kills. When they get in the system and can get that middle involved, they've had a lot of success tonight.
And they will need it now, leading, or I should say trailing by 4. And back on the attack, and the point, that will be Danielle Newport.
Yeah, a couple points. You can see if Covenant here can just get a couple more points, get back in the game, get back in this set, make it interesting here.
Boy, but you can't do that. That's number 5 now on Covenant.
Yeah, we talked about that magic number of 20, that you never want to give the other team 20 on a service error. Right? I know we've kind of talked about that a lot this evening, but both these teams have just kind of struggled struggled keeping the ball on the court from a serving standpoint.
So side out for Heritage. That is Childs. Well, where did that one go?
That was pinball up there, wasn't it?
Oh, my. Nice push. But a good return. And that'll be wide, though, just by about a foot.
You know, I was talking about Stella Childs a minute ago. What a smart play right there. If you saw her lateral movement, she went straight. She got to the sideline. She knew once her foot was there, if that ball was on the other side of her, it was going to be out of bounds. Just a really smart play.
Yeah, so much about positioning on the floor as you see that return. Another receiving error for Covenant. They just had their struggles tonight. You know, the thing that makes it even more impressive, sometimes you kind of get a little turned around when you end up getting a lot of volleys going back and forth, but not tonight for Heritage. Little push, and nobody was there on the other side. The point will go to Heritage.
Yeah, just a smart play by Andrus there. Really, not a whole lot she could do with that. She's in the back row. That set was too tight to the 10-foot line. She couldn't get a good approach, but she roll shotted it over and put it right where no one was at.
Well, you're +7 now, so for Covenant, they cannot make mistakes 2 more times. Otherwise, they'll be done for the night. And they have to make the return again. Too many free balls given up, and the point will go to Heritage, and now they're to match point.
Yeah, that was, you know, that's just the story of the night for Covenant right there. Sent a free ball over to Heritage. Heritage got a good pass off of a free ball, gets their middle involved, and scores. That's just been, it just seems like that's been the story of the night. Too many free balls from Covenant and letting Heritage play in system, getting their middles involved, getting their outsides involved, and Enders on the right side as well. Just good all around for the Eagles tonight, coming off those free balls.
Hey, I want to remind you tonight's game brought to you in part by Pat Cherry Insurance. Their staff will provide you over 40 years of trusted expertise and knowledge to help protect your assets. Visit them today so they can put a plan in place for you and your family by calling them at 317-894-7000. And you can also email them at pat@cherryinsuranceagency.com. So here we go with set point and match point for Heritage Christian. Ball returned again, and Covenant unable to do anything offensively. And that's going to be wide off that left side, so they'll stay alive. Macy Ward unable to keep it in play.
Yeah, good idea there by Ward. Just a little bit too far on the outside.
Side out Covenant, still match point. To the outside. And that will do it as Macy Ward finishes it off with a big-time hit. And how about Heritage? They get the win tonight. As they win that final set, they sweep it 3-0. And for Heritage, they're now 1-1 in the Circle City Conference. They snap a 4-game losing streak. They're 3-5 overall. And for Covenant, they're now 0-3. Or is it 0-4?
They're
0-4
now.
Yep. And then 1-8 overall. So some things to clean up for Covenant for sure, and Heritage got a nice win.
Yeah, I think that I think that if you're Covenant, there's some good pieces to come out of that. I think if you kind of clean up that first ball contact, they had some really good things out of their setter. They had some really good things out of their outside and their middle. I think that they're going to win a few more matches this year, I think, once they can kind of get some of that stuff cleaned up. On the Heritage side, I think that they did a really good job of what they needed to do. We kind of talked about some of those keys to the game up front. They had better first ball contact than what they've had a lot this season. They got a lot of kills from Ward and Cook on the outside, and really good things happened when they got Bellawini involved. And we didn't even haven't even said enough about Olivia Edris on the right side. She had some really good swings out there. And like I said, Stella Childs came in and played some great defense in the back row. She served about the last 4 or 5 points there for Heritage. She had a great game coming in out of the back row, coming in as a DS, really with some fundamentals, some really good volleyball. So a lot of good things we saw from both teams. I think both these teams are going to win some more matches this year. It all comes down to that first ball contact, though, for both of these teams.
Certainly does. So Heritage gets the win, and again, with that victory, they pick up their first conference win of the season. Wes, good to see you again, sir, as always.
Nice seeing you.
Thank you. And, of course, thanks to the entire crew tonight. Great job, as always, as you see the score of that final set and the games as well. We'll see you next time. High school volleyball right here on Indiana SRN.